Okay, so I think we got the bugs worked out. Man, welcome to my first episode of Talk About Strange. Boy, I got a lot to share with you. For instance, just trying to make this video, I swear there was something trying to stop me from making this video. I mean, I really, truly am starting to believe that because just one thing after another has went wrong. I'm really hoping that the video I'm shooting right now works out because this is probably my maybe 8th attempt. I mean, 7th, 8th, 9th attempt. I don't know. I've lost track. The very first video I shot, now this is a Sony a7S III camera I'm shooting on. And I have my own film studio. I've been shooting and recording different stuff. I shot a wedding. I shoot commercials and stuff like that. And this is the very first time I shot something. I brought it over, put it on, loaded it on my Final Cut Pro. It started playing, and then the sound disappeared. So I was trying to figure out what happened to the sound, and then the picture disappeared. Never had it happen. I had to delete it, go back, re-upload it, and then it was just one thing after another from there. So I ended up shooting it again. I couldn't get the color up right. I shot in RAW. And then I shot it again and again. From that point, just, lighting. I've been battling some flies in here that are bouncing off the ceilings, vacuuming them off the walls. I found out they're coming in through a crack in my garage door, just one after the other. I still got a few I'm battling here, but this has just been a real trial trying to make this. I've been 2 days trying to shoot this little 15-minute video. Well, it could be. Anyway, I don't want to rattle on too long. So let's talk about Strange, right? That's the name of the channel, Talk About Strange. I never thought I'd shoot a video like this. This is very new to me. It's very different. And to be quite honest with you, it's uncomfortable. It's a little bit awkward. You spend your whole life, people tell you that things that happen, ghosts, whatever, Bigfoot, aliens, none of it's real, right? You have a haunting or something, it's just a bad dream. You hear a noise, it's just a house settling. Well, I'm 53 years old. I've been around a while. I've seen a lot of things. From the time I was a child, I had different types of things happen to me that didn't make a lot of sense to me, but I've always been afraid to talk about them. I might have, when I was a kid, I might talk to my counselor about it. I don't know, but maybe not. Anyway, I had 3 older brothers anyway, and if I said something wrong, well, I got belted for it. So, I had to be careful. But we did sit in, I'm old enough to remember sitting in the, we had a staircase, and we'd sit underneath the staircase and we'd listen to the ghost radio stations or the story. I mean, there's westerns or whatever, ghost stories, whatever. We'd listen to it on the radio underneath the staircase in the dark. That was fun. We did that once in a while. But that's that. That's just kid stuff. Something we did. And so what I'm here to talk to you about is personal situations that happened to me. I got one particular I want to start off this episode with, and then what I want to do is I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll be willing to share anything that has happened with you. I'd love to hear your stories. If you've had a similar situation or something happened to you, you want to tell the world about or tell me about, I will share it. If you want, I'll come on and read it or something, read your story. Let me know if you want your name used or not used. That's fine. I'll keep your privacy, but I'd love to hear your stories. So you can put it in the messages. Little things if you want to put them into messages for people to read, or you can email me. I hope I'll have an email on here by then. I'm having a little bit of a time figuring that out, but anyway, because I just started this. So let's get down to it. So you know what Talk About Strange is about, talking about strange things and events. I'm hoping to turn this into a regular thing. I want to do a lot of these videos and talk to you a lot and share a lot of situations. I got some really wild stuff that's happened to me through my life that I'd love to share with you. I think you'll find really interesting. In fact, if you've seen my my photo on the front of this channel, you'll see a footprint, and that footprint's underwater. I got a story behind it. I'm going to tell you about that, but I just want you to think about this. I didn't make that footprint. God is my witness, I did not make that footprint. And I don't understand how it got there, why it's so clean. If you guys have any idea on that, please, message me, let me know, shoot me an email. Just very strange thing. Actually, it was probably why I started this channel, just thinking about how strange that was. I finally got the courage up to say, you know what, I'm going to stop hiding behind this stuff and pretending it's not real. I want to talk about it, and I just want to find out what you guys think about it. So I am not a paranormal expert. I'm not a Bigfoot expert. I'm none of these things. I'm just a guy. I happen to have little film studio here, and I decided to go ahead and start shooting some videos and having some fun with it. And I love entertaining other people and talking to other people. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So, and if this works out, I'm thinking about doing a podcast on it and going live and whatever, so anyway, my story. So I grew up in Fairville, New York. It's probably about 25 miles from a little town called Savannah, New York. You may have heard of it, but it's just kind of a blip on the map. I've always said if you get to Savannah, you've gotten to the end of the world. If you go past it, you're in Cato. That means you fell off. So anyway, my father grew up in Savannah, New York, and my grandmother lived in Savannah. She lived in this place we called the Savannah Hotel. Everybody knew it as a Savannah Hotel, but it was actually like a transfer station or something for, I think, for a railroad or a trolley, a trolley bed they had going through there. I seen an old picture that shows the trolley rails that was been long gone. On the other side of it, I actually, later on, my wife and I, we raised our kids there. We lived there for 22 years on the other side of that trolley bed, but there was no tracks there anymore. In a really old house that has its own stories, I can tell. But my grandmother's house, so we used to go there for Sunday dinners. Do you remember going out for Sunday dinners, when your family got together and everything? You may or may not, but I miss it. It was a lot of fun. We still do it with our kids sometimes. We all would gather. I mean, everybody would gather up. Aunts, uncles, everybody. It wasn't just the immediate family. I mean, everybody. In fact, sometimes they'd come in from Texas, Wisconsin, and we'd all get together in this big room. And my grandmother and aunts would go out in this big old galley kitchen. Now, this place where we stayed, where we all visited, was like a bar area. This place is old. In the basement, they had stables. We used to go down there and play in the stables. I mean, literally, these guys would come in on horseback, whatever, and they'd put their horses down there in the stables, and maybe they parked their wagons out, but they put their horses down there in these stables, and they went upstairs, and there was like a saloon up there, and that's where they had the tables set up that we would sit at, and then they had a galley-style kitchen, their old kitchen. Anyway, my grandmother would make pancakes for us all, pancakes, bacon, toast, oatmeal and toast, whatever, and just bringing out stacks of toast and buckets of oatmeal or whatever, stacks of pancakes. And we'd have Sunday, our Sunday brunch, whatever it was, and then we'd play, visit, whatever throughout the day, and sometimes stay to dinner time, and she would make big buckets of pasta, spaghetti. I mean, we'd have big things of sauce. Geez, I think the sauce was homemade, if I remember rightly. I don't remember ever seeing too many jars from a store there. I mean, my grandmother was old school, and I think most of that stuff was canned, maybe herself. Maybe they all got together and did that. I don't remember, but I remember she had this big old pantry full of canning jars. But anyway, we'd have pasta, and so it was a really good time. Anyway, good memories. So I'm hanging out with my cousins, and they're telling us about this little girl. And they talk about this quite often, but they talked about this little girl. They'd see a ghost at the top of the stairs. They'd hear her running back and forth, and every once in a while they'd look up there and they'd see her run by the stairway in this long blonde hair, white gown. And anyway, I guess the story went that they found her in the closet. I don't know what year it was, a long time ago, but I guess they found her in the closet, had curled up in a corner. if memory serves me right, she starved to death or whatever in there. I don't know. I don't remember if she was tied up or anything like that. I believe they said she was. Um, I never really dove too far into it. It's just a memory that I remember now, and I've always remembered it. Anyway, so they were talking about this little girl, and they said they wanted to have a seance, talk to her, so see if they could conjure her up. And I'm probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old. I don't remember, something like that. I was really young. They were all older than me. The only one that was a little younger than me was my cousin Buck, but and his brother Jason. But anyway, so they started talking to this girl, trying to get her to show up and that, and they had a candle on the coffee table, whatever it was in this room, nightstand, and the only thing I remember, that none of it really mattered too much to me. I didn't, like I said, I got older brothers. They told ghost stories all the time, so this stuff was nothing to me. But that candle laid down, I remember that, and they freaked out. Now, I always thought they played the trick. Even then, I thought they were just blowing on it or doing something. So I didn't pay too much mind to it. So anyway, we about that time they told us we had to go. We had to get going. I had to go home. So we wrapped it up, whatever, turned the lights on, and went home. Now, so we go home, and that night, so I lay down. I go to bed. We get home. It's late anyway. I'm really not thinking anything about this. So, like I said, this kind of stuff really didn't bother me. We grew up in a nursing home. My father built it when we were kids, and we dealt with our own share of death and stuff like that there. And I've got stories I'll tell you about that place as well. So anyway, we get home, and my bedroom is set up like this. My brother and I shared a bedroom. We had a bunk bed, and our door was right here. Right, I was on the bottom, he was on the top bunk. So I hear my door open. Thinking my brother might have got down, but I didn't hear him get down, go to the bathroom or something. So I sit up and I look at the door, and there stands this little girl with long blonde hair, white gown, just standing there looking at me. Just looking at me. God. I don't know, I guess I was terrified. I mean, I don't know what came over me. I was in shock, terrified. And so took me a little bit, but I finally screamed to my mother, Mom, little girl's here, little girl's here. And I mean, she looked vivid as day, kind of almost black and white, but vivid, she's there to me. And so I heard my mom's door, and I looked that way, and I said, Mom, don't run into her, 'cause she's standing in the door. Look out for the little girl. So I turn, as my mother's running in, the little girl's gone. She's not there. I said, where'd she go? The little girl's there. She's right there, Mom. She's right there. And my mom says, you had a bad dream. You had a bad dream. She goes, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You all right? And she brought me to her room with my dad, where my dad was. And I was shaking uncontrollably. My entire body was shaking. I was trembling on the inside, the outside, my hands, everything was shaking. And my mother thought they should take me to the hospital. And my father said he just had a bad dream. He had a nightmare. Just, calm down and go back to bed. So anyway, I didn't know. I didn't know what to make of it. And I did finally calm down. It took a while for me to stop shaking, get something to drink, calm down. And went back in, went to bed, went to sleep. And that particular incident never happened again. Never seen her again. I don't know. Was it a bad dream? You tell me. I don't know. It was maybe a bad dream. I don't know who opened the door, because the door was always shut and the door was open. I don't know, and it kind of gives me a bit of the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it even still, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully if it wasn't, hopefully she moved on or found peace or whatever. But yeah, that was just a strange thing. And if she did follow me all the way home, strange. But anyway, I've had a lot of strange events happen throughout my life, and I'm sure you have too. So I've worked in construction. I've had some strange things happen on construction sites. One particular that I'll tell you about in another episode here. I don't want to drag this out too long. I want to find out if this video actually turns out and get it on there. and I'm going to up my game a little bit and try to get some maybe an opening or something for this. Use some of my footage from something else or something and come up with an opening. But so let's just have some fun with this. We can have some fun. I invite you to tell me your story. Email it to me. I try to have the email up there. If not, leave a message, and we'll go from there. But anyway, so thanks for stopping by and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know where that like and subscribe button is, down there on the bottom, somewhere over here. Hit that, and we'll continue on and share some of these stories. I'll share some of your stories out there if you want me to, and that's it for now. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my story.